Today, great to have different resources, and this is a great one to be with us. Chief Marketing Manager for all the fun stuff with Nissan. Maxima, Z's, GTRs, Nismo, Mr. Carl Phillips.
So since all of you, or most of you anyway, are Z and GTR owners, you probably know that Nismo comes from the words Nissan and motorsports, and that Nismo was as an independent group formed, over 20, 30 years ago. But to us, it's more than just Nissan Motorsports, and you're going to learn a bit more about that today as we talk about the expansion of Nismo, as we're bringing more products to the market, and also really trying to bring the brand to life through experiences like the Nismo Performance Academy. So to us, Nismo really means excitement, and that's what today is all about. So as Don said, you're going to get the opportunity to drive your car on a track, which is a great environment to do this. And how many of you have tracked your cars before, have been on a track? So this is what I like to see. As typical of our events, we've got a lot of people who have never done this kind of thing before. And it's great to see you progress as drivers throughout the day, and also to see the expression on your face at the end of the day. So, and it's really simple. You just follow their instructions and you have fun. And there's only 3 things, though, that I'm going to ask of you. So, 3 things you got to do for me. First is you have to have fun, because that's what this is all about. Second is you have to be safe, and those two go hand in hand. So, if we have any, broken cars, broken bones, things are going to kind of grind to a halt, and nobody's going to be having fun. Least of all is me, because then our lawyers, they're going to get involved, and then it really doesn't become fun. And I want to do a lot more of these. So please be safe, listen to these guys. That's of paramount importance. And the third thing I'm going to ask of you, you're going to have to wait until the end of the day for that. But I'm going to quit talking so we can get you out on the track. Have a great day, have a lot of fun, and enjoy.
Thank you, Carl. And before we get going, before we just rush out, jump into the cars and have a good time out there, I want to lay down a little look at the schedule, why it is what it is, and what we're going to be doing out there. So, who's been on the Homestead track? I saw a couple track people, but okay, so I've got a few. And those of you that haven't, you're in for a thrill, because, well, when we were just looking at how we're going to run, we were going to run turn 10 and 11, but I said that's absolutely no fun. Let's get up on the banking. Right? So we're going to run NASCAR 3 and 4. So if you haven't done that, that's a neat little ad if you've been to Homestead. But it's a very challenging track, as I call this is called a roval to me. Half road course, half oval. And it is one of the best out there as far as its challenge. Offers so many different corners to test your ability. Not only from a tight corner, let's say down at turn 8, before we head up onto the straightaway, but the real quick turn 1 as you come off the front straightaway. And then there's actually some elevation change from 3 to 4. I mean, it's only like 16 feet, but there is some elevation change. And then up through, that was kind of funny.
It's huge.
Through turns 3 and 4, if you have not been on high banking, absolute thrill. Sight picture is totally different as you're up on that angle. So that's a little look at our track that we're going to be on. There's a method to the madness as far as where we go and what we do today. In the morning, we put together fundamentals, the building blocks, not only from understanding of what the vehicle is going to do, but also the understanding of what's required of you as a driver. And to do that, we've got 4 modules in the morning. Autocross practice, that's held outside in the parking lot outside the oval on the karting course. And it's a great chance, it's a mini racetrack, to apply some of the fundamentals at a little bit lower speed. But don't take it for granted, because at the end of the day, if you look in the afternoon, autocross competition, same track, but we're going to crown the winner, fastest of the room. And we've got some great prizes. So in the morning, really take heed to what the instructor's telling you, really try to improve, because it'll pay dividends in the afternoon. Driving dynamics course. As you came into the parking lot, you notice on either side of this building there was cones set up and kind of a course. The dynamics course is a unique course. We kind of segment that. So we take a little look at attributes of the vehicle on each exercise. I've got an emergency lane change going down the highway, line of traffic stops. You've got to make the emergency maneuver around it, because we don't have enough time to completely come to a stop. how confident does the vehicle make you? Get familiar with that, but also what's required as a driver to make that maneuver happen. I got an ABS brake and turn. If you have not explored your ABS brakes, that's fine, because this dynamics course, and here's the bonus of today, not only are you going to get to track your cars, but Nissan has provided you factory OEM cars as well. So as we're in these dynamic courses, this is their car, this is their tire, this is their brakes. So it's a great chance to really explore capabilities. So the ABS brake and turn, ignite on the brakes, activate ABS, and get the true benefit of ABS brakes. And that's the ability to have directional control on a panic stop. From that point, we're going to go to the other side, acceleration run, looking for low-end torque. I can teach anybody to get up and push the throttle. And I can teach my grandmother to do that. But I've added a component so we actually start to learn. At the end of the drag race, there is a stop box. So now we got to anticipate how much brake pedal pressure, how much distance required to bring the car to a stop. And then the last component, a slalom. Basic exercise, but man, does it warm up you as a driver as far as your vision, as far as how the car responds and how the car plants itself and gets through the corners. Also have a track drive intro in corner classroom. Rather than just jumping on the racetrack and going and hoping we figure it out, we're going to take a methodical look at it. We're going to go slower. Each car is going to have a radio. The lead instructor will be able to talk to you. What he's looking at, why this corner is the way it is, where we want to be positioned, and how we want to approach the corner. And actually on a few of the corners, we're going to get out of the car and get a ground level look and take a look at the track. Vehicle dynamics classroom, all this makes sense when it's described to you in a manner that's digestible, and I've got a great instructor over in the classroom by the name of Michael Miller, who will walk you through vehicle dynamics, the introduction to racing line, and what's required of you to get around the course in the best manner. Lunchtime, and then after lunch, like I said, autocross competition. We'll crown the fastest. We'll recognize each group, whether it be red, black, silver, or white, but there will be one winner. Track drive A, track drive B. This is a chance to get out on the racetrack. One will be done in your car, one will be done in the OE car. So there's two opportunities today to get out there. It'll be done in a lead follow manner. Each car will have a radio. Your instructor, your lead instructor will be on the radio guiding you around. And they do love to go fast. I mean, these guys are race car drivers. I actually have one in the midst that stood on the podium at Le Mans. So, I mean, the guys have done what needs to be done at a competitive level, but the good news is they're some of the best in the business as far as teaching. So they understand what needs to be done, and they're great at conveying what needs to be done. So you'll have a lead instructor and a lead car talking around the racetrack. And then there's a Nismo immersion classroom as well. That's where we kind of see where the brand's going and the vision of what's going on. But also there is a Jeopardy game. And that's another prize at the end of the day. And these prizes, Carl, are of unspeakable value. So really concentrate on these games and these competitions because it does pay dividends at the end of the day. The Jeopardy game will crown a winner, but all the information as far as answers is in the preceding presentation in the classroom. After that, we'll have a closing ceremony to get you out of here right around 5 o'clock, 5:15. So that's a little snapshot of the day. All right, before we jump into the cars, there's a couple things. I could stand up here and talk about driving a vehicle properly and all the stuff that goes along with it, introduce you to the vehicle dynamics, but that's going to be in the classroom. But while I've got you all with me, there's a few things, two things really. One's the stance. Anything we do in life, whether it be business, whether it be golf, whether it be tennis, and even driving a car, starts with proper seating position. All too often we hop in a car, we hop in and off we go after we look at our hair in the mirror, we put our cell phone plugged in, and that's all I'm worried about. We find out that we're out of position too late. What I mean by that is whether we're confronted with an accident avoidance or some corners that sneak up on us, and we find we're kind of just out of touch with where we need to be to control the car. So let's take care of that right off the get-go. Easiest way to put yourself in a car. Button the seat, back up against the upright. You want to adjust your feet first, your legs first. You want to be able to depress any of the pedals completely to the floor and still have a bend in your knee. That gives you leverage to hold predominantly the brake pedal pressure. So adjust the legs first, The next thing I'm going to adjust is my arms, whether it be with the upright or the tilt and telescopic. But what you want to be able to do to make sure that you're adjusted right, arms straight out over the wheel, and when I drop my hands to the wheel, I should hit right about my watch band, where it makes contact with the wheel. That way, when I go down to 9 and 3, again, I've got a nice bend in the elbow. It gives me good leverage as I try to maneuver the car. I say 9 and 3, I really like it. Steering wheels are carved that way now. It's like right where they want your hands. I can live with 10 and 2, but I really like 9 and 3. I don't like rodeo. If you ever watch an in-car video of a race car driver, doesn't matter which series, even if they shift, their hands back to the wheel. Get those hands on the wheel. That's our stance. Now, a fundamental that makes us a good driver, and it is the building block, is eye work. And when I talk about eye work, all too often, we hop into a car and I challenge you with performance. We start going quicker, and the exact thing that I don't want to happen happens with your eyes. Your eyes start to go closer to the front of the car. You start to reassure yourself by looking right in front of the car and make sure we're not doing anything wrong. Everything you see happens very quickly at that point. So abrupt inputs as far as vision, I match with abrupt inputs from the wheel or the pedals. The car hates to be driven abruptly. A car loves to be driven smoothly. It loves smooth inputs. It's faster that way. So to enable a smoother input, you need to get the eyes up. I want you looking down the track. Look where you want to be next, not where you are. Where you are is done and over with. Plan for the future. Look around the corners. Don't just dwell on the beginning of the corner. Look for where the corner ends. It'll let you see things much sooner, much more digestible. And believe it or not, we all make mistakes. And if you see a mistake coming, now you've seen it early enough that it's a minor correction. So here's a saying, look toward hope, not reality. If you look toward trouble, I guarantee you'll drive to trouble. Your hands and your feet follow your eyes. How many times have you seen skid marks go off the road? I mean, like for a while. And then they hit like a tree or a post or a fence way over there. I guarantee you, what do you think that driver was looking at? Looking at that trouble. So that's where their hands and feet took them. Get the eyes looking where you want to end up. They'll do everything in their power to get you where you're looking. So eyes are critical. My instructors will be watching your eyes as soon as they get into the car. We do have a unique take-home piece. In about a week and a half or so, you will get a video/photo review of everything that went on here. You'll notice today that there are photographers. They're going to be taking a picture of you getting into your vehicle. They're going to be taking a picture of you doing exercises, capturing your experience here with us today. And it's a wonderful share piece. So, and also you'll notice, smile. It helps when you're showing friends how much fun you had. I mean, because you get, hey, I had a blast. Really? Yeah, I did. Really?
He was really focused.
He was really focused. Actually, he just found out he lost the autocross. That's what happened there. But throughout the day, there's a unique opportunity. So work with the cameraman. If you see him, take a good picture with him. Smile for him, because unique take-home piece. And what it is best, it's a share piece. So as you're telling your friends what you've done, you actually can show them as well, and they're going to want to be part of it. Excuse me. There's rules for the day. Yes, we do have rules. I don't like rules as much as you do, but we do have to have them. Instructors, as I said, they are best in the business. Some of the world-class, well, unfortunately the plane was late, so they're not with us today, but the guys that are with you today are standing in the back of the room, and they will be with you in every exercise. They know what will and what won't work. So a lot of times, what they say is not merely a suggestion. So listen to your instructors. Right seat passengers, those that came with the guest. In this morning's sessions, you can have them with you in the car. As we get to the afternoon on the racetrack, no right seaters. Not only is it a distraction, but it's kind of, I want to eliminate the, hey, watch what I can do. I've been waiting to show you this the whole time. So let's, in the afternoon when we get to the track, no right seaters. Traction control and all those electronic driver aids. Who knows how to turn that stuff off? Let me see your hands. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. Anybody else? In all seriousness, you gotta leave the systems on. I know you'd say, Don, it's my car, I can do what I want. Correct statement if you were here by yourself. I've got a room full of people that are going to be on the racetrack with you. So if you turn it off, have a problem, come back across the racetrack, and then meet one of these other participants in a very inopportune manner, now it's not just your choice. You've involved other people. So systems have to be left on. Fairness toward other drivers. I know we all might get busy. We might have a phone call, a restroom break. We'll accommodate all that. Just be aware as the group moves as a whole. I want to maximize your time behind the wheel. So we'll accommodate everything you need, but just be aware how it affects the group. Here's a good one. I love reading it. Only drive at speeds that allow you to keep 100% control of your vehicle. Sounds simple enough. We get to the autocross, we turn on the timer, we get to the racetrack, we put on a helmet, and all of a sudden, Jim, Bob, Kim, Marty turn into Racer X. All of a sudden they stop listening, they drive at 10/10ths, they're knocking cones over, they're doing stuff that I've never even recognized a driver doing to a vehicle, and they don't even remember what car they were in, whether it was Z or GTR. It's because they left no room for comprehension of what's going on. I would say, especially early on in your day, turn it down to about 7/10ths of your ability, 8/10ths. Leave some room to digest what the instructors are saying, what the car is doing, and how it's responding to you, and your ability to make it perform better. So turn it down a notch early on. Anticipate while driving and keeping a safe distance, especially as we're coming into pits or we're moving cars from here to there. It's easy to get distracted, look at the dashboard, and get consumed with something else and have a little fender bender. So stay focused at the task at hand. And also, as we depart here, which we're getting very close, leave your stuff in here, because if you take it with you into the car, it just becomes a projectile as we start to do our maneuvers. And also, who traveled with luggage or anything like that? If you did, we've got a string of garages over here. We can stage stuff as far as your suitcase and all that stuff. So just leave your stuff in here. I'll rifle through it, take what I want. But it's a secure room. And also, have fun. Gosh darn it. This is a unique opportunity. A great group of people, all with the same vision, same focus, and same desire today is to have fun, drive a great product. I find myself with one of the luckiest jobs in the world. I get to entertain, provide a curriculum, and get you through a great day. I can't imagine working for Delta in Lost Baggage Claim, because nobody would be looking at me with a smile on their face. So have some fun, keep hydrated. You will tax yourself physically and also mentally. Stay sharp, but also keep a little snack in you too. We've got snack stations. So we're gonna have fun and get out of here in an efficient manner. So I said that you've got group leads and instructors, and I'm gonna introduce you to first, and we're gonna get out of here one at a time. I don't want cross-pollination, all right? So white lanyards, if you've got a white lanyard on, Dominic Cicero is going to take you out. Go ahead, stand up, white lanyards, and your guests following Dominic.
You can leave your bags